Thank you for hanging out with us. It's Derby Rocks, your old pal Shram and Cashman, and we are here. And by here, I mean I'm at my house. Cash is at his house.
Yeah.
It's Thursday night. We're busy guys, you know the drill, but we are back with a new episode. What is going on, Cashman?
Oh man, it's it's kind of the like coming down from World Cup this week, you know. Uh,
Yeah, the Derby crash. We had like what close to like 80 games played in a weekend or something like that, and you know great time, great games, some less great games. A
yeah.
lot of good derby going on in Unsbrick or where in Austria, right?
Yeah, Innsbruck. There was a Olympics
Yeah,
there.
there you go.
I think 68. I can't remember something like that. So yeah.
Nice, very cool, very cool. Well, you know that's you're never going to see derby in the Olympics, so that'll be our claim to fame. Hey, we played derby where the Olympics were once.
Yeah.
That's great. But hey, we're happy to be here. It's all right. It's going to be a great show for you. We're going to do a little bit of our weeks here, talk about what's going on in our lives as we normally do. We're going to have a great interview with Chicka Demolish from Queen City Roller Derby coming up in the second segment. We're also going to talk all about her time with Team Philippines Roller Derby and the World Cup, as we were just mentioning in Austria. I learned, I'm not going to lie, so we're going to pull the curtain back. We already did the interview. It is a great one. I learned that Chick was part of Team Philippines back in 2017.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize there was a Team Philippines back in like 2016 and 17. So that's a thing that I learned today.
Yeah, I think that's a yeah, and they're not bad, you know. They're definitely not a bad team.
No,
So,
no, they ended up, I think we find out 17th out of 48. I think that's pretty darn good.
yeah, they performed well over their head at certain points, and the reward was a top team. So
Very, yeah, definitely.
yeah,
So good for Team Philippines, some of our friends on there. I think our buddy Ice Cole was one of the coaches for Team Philippines as well, who we've had on the show before. So, it sounds like we had at least three guests on Team Philippines that have been on the show in the past. So that's pretty cool to think about too.
yeah. That's the and that's a fun interview. Enjoy it, and if you are listening on the radio and you want to see. Go to our Facebook page, you'll see like the video from it. So,
Check
and
it
it's,
out, Facebook.com/Derby Rocks with the
yeah,
CZ like the cool kids.
yeah.
Um, while you're there, make sure you hit follow and like and share all that good stuff. We appreciate you for following along on socials. We also appreciate if you do listen here locally in Rochester on rochesterfreeradio.com or 106.3 WRFZ,
Yeah.
or you pick us up wherever you get your favorite podcasts. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah.
It is
Last Friday it was July 4th. So it was like that was, I mean,
your time to get
obviously,
a podcast in, but hey, we still had a show for you.
yeah, we did. It was, we had to tape it because, I mean, who really on July 4th is,
Yeah,
I
who's
mean,
going to be at like 8 o'clock at night, right before it gets dark? Who's going to be sitting in a studio?
yeah. And, I did mention that the World Cup was going on, and most of those games were 6 hours before us. So
Right?
most of the day was done by, I think, like 1 or 2 in the afternoon, so. But yeah, it was cool stuff, much you catch a lot. It's kind of like the Ozzy Osbourne tribute that was going on in in Birmingham, England or UK last weekend too. It was like everything was like early in the morning, so it's like you're seeing all these band. If you were watching it, I followed along with that as well. There was, it's like both all this cool stuff's happening over in Europe, and we're in the United States, and it's just July 4th, so.
Yeah, it was the Ozzy thing was pretty cool. There was a lot of cool stuff there. I didn't watch a ton of it, but I've watched some like replays, some clips.
Yeah.
You and I caught an Ozzy concert a while back.
Yeah.
I saw Ozzy back in like 2006 as well. So, yeah, certainly interesting to finally see him hang it up. I'm just kind of nervous that they say like the last show until he does the next last show. But maybe this is the last one for real, for real. either way, it was very cool to see a lot of really cool stuff, and good for those guys too. Hopefully Ozzy gets a little bit of a break and he'll
Yeah.
stop doing so much because man, that dude is in rough shape. I mean, he's
Yeah,
doing great. He's
he
also
can't
in some
walk.
rough shape,
Yeah, he can't
right?
walk. Yeah, because he's got I can't remember Parkinson's. So yeah, he can't walk, but man,
Sure.
he sure put on a show though.
Can still sing pretty darn well. I'll give him that.
Definitely. Yeah.
All right. Well, before we get to this awesome interview, why don't you go ahead and tell me about your week?
So the week, like you probably already guessed, I was following World Cup last weekend. It was a 3-day weekend with us celebrating Independence Day. On Independence Day, I got to hang out with Chris and Jen and Anderson, and we went to the festival here in Aranaquate. It was July 4th festival. I mean, it really is nothing groundbreaking when we
Yeah,
go
there's not a
there.
whole lot going on over there, but we still show up every year. It's kind of fun.
Yeah, I take a peek around, see, walk around and say, yeah, this is, fun. At least they're still doing it. It's like, remember when we went to the Winterfest and there was no snow. So it was, but that was on Friday. And then I spent time at my mom's and walked down with my brother to Henrietta Town Park and watched the fireworks there, which
Sure.
it was a nice show. It was a good show in Henrietta, and it went a long time. And I don't know half the country music that they play when the fireworks are going off, but
Right.
they've changed because it used to be like Star Wars, the orchestral versions of
Do
things,
the
and now
Imperial March and stuff.
yeah, and then but this time it was like a bunch of country music. It's like, okay, I don't really know country music that well, so but it was still fun. It was a lot of fun. But my friend Tom, who does some camera work with us as well as had the sound system for a couple of years, I dragged him along too because he doesn't like to go out in public, and I made him do it. So it was like, and so we had a little fun going down there, and then I called it an early night after that, obviously. But since then, it's been this whole week at work. In a nutshell, is I've been building new technology for our school district, and we're kind of like converting over from projectors to they call them smart boards or interactive
Right.
flat panels, and so we have to build these things when they come in, and they're like two different pieces. One's the base on wheels, and the other one's the giant TV thing. And so that's going to be most of my summer. I found out, because we've got 30 of them coming in, and it's like, well, we built four this past week or five, so you know I got 25 more to go. So, but yeah, but that going on, and but it's still a relaxed work environment in the summertime. There's not a lot of not a lot of instant need by people like I get during the school year. So, but yeah, that can't think of anything else, exciting about that, about what's going on this weekend. I know you got a game on Saturday, and I've got AEW All In pay-per-view that is at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, which is kind of, I think it's good, I guess, because then, you won't be up till 2 in the morning watching wrestling. But that's about the excitement for me. How about you? I know that you, besides hanging out with me on Friday, you had some travels, right?
Yeah, I mean, not a whole lot of stuff. So Thursday, I forget when we recorded. Was it last Wednesday, the second,
Yeah,
maybe?
it was Wednesday. Yeah.
Okay, so Thursday, the third, I ended up working a show for a band called the Skylit Drive. I'm a reasonable fan of theirs, so that was kind of cool. Friday the fourth and throughout the weekend was really just like kind of family time with Double N and her family. They were in town, so we did that. I know that during the day we were down in Canandaigua, and then Friday night for the fourth, we went to downtown and watched the fireworks at the Red Wing Stadium as well as through the city. Um, Last Thursday, I think it was, I also got a cortisone shot in my shoulder for, I don't know, I think that one's from a work injury. Um, Regular weekend otherwise, we did, geez, where am I? I'm trying to catch up to um, Sunday. I started my season at Darien Lake with the Wiz Khalifa concert. It was okay. Good to be back after it. It's to me, it's easy money. I like working these shows. My job is pretty standard. I know what to expect. Um, so that's all well and good. We've got more shows coming up. I'm working Weird Al tomorrow, actually, out in Darien, so that'll
Yeah,
be
Weird
fun.
Al. I want to go to Weird Al. I probably not, but I want to. It sounds like a
You
fun
could
show.
probably find a lawn ticket dirty cheap if you really want it.
Sure.
I don't know. Everything's been a little bit weird. I'm working a lot, doing different things here and there. This past Monday, I actually got my nerve block and my spine injection. So if you've been following along, I have three broken vertebrae or compression fractures in my vertebrae, and it's obviously not great. So I'm trying to take some time off, or not take time off if I can get it fixed. After some MRIs and seeing an ortho, we decided to start with a nerve block, um, which is pretty much just like two big shots into my back, huge needles that they have to like push down into you. In one particular case, my like collapsed disc got in the way that he had to kind of like push through or push past. And you can like feel it while it's in there. So it is a little bit wild. It is a little bit uncomfortable, a little bit painful, but it is done. So within 3 to 6 days from Monday, up to 15 days, I should be feeling some type of relief here coming soon. This weekend is going to be fun after tomorrow night and working the Dow show, which will be cool. Sunday or Saturday, excuse me, we will um, travel to Albany. We're going to go help Casco Band. We know that they have their North American qualifiers that they're hosting coming up here soon. And they are looking for a little bit of a tune up. So we are going to give them one. And, they're our friends. They've helped us in the past. So it's our turn to kind of return the favor. So we're going to do that for them and have a good time. And then Sunday is actually my birthday. So
Yay.
we'll see what happens. I don't think we're doing too much of anything. We might go get some like Chinese buffet or something like that, but nothing too wild as we just got a ton going on right now. Next weekend's going to be pretty cool because Friday we're leaving town. Really going to go down to Camden, New Jersey to go check out the aquarium. Then that night, myself and Double N will go catch a concert before we turn around and head to Cleveland the next day to play a couple of derby games on Sunday the 20th. I'm not going to lie, this weekend's going to be a little bit tough. Saturday will be the first game um, for Flower City that I'm not actually partaking in, and that's tough. I recognize that. It's like something that I appreciate. It's something that I take pride in. Not everybody cares how many games they've played in, but I'm still the only person that's played in every single game, whether it's regulation, whether it's sanctioned, whatever the case is. I, up until Saturday, will have been the only one. So it's great that I've been able to make it this long since the beginning, but it's also, not a bad time to take it off, and hopefully I'll be able to at least play in the sanctioned games later in the month. So I have a lot of feelings about it, but it's also not bad. So I don't know. There's a lot going on, and I feel we're probably running out of time here.
You're
I don't know
correct.
how much time we got left,
Yeah,
but
we got to get out of here. So
awesome. Well, hey, it's a
before
great
we
week.
say
It's
good,
going to be
yeah.
weekend.
I was gonna say before we say goodbye, I just want to let you know in the World Cup, the United States won the gold medal game, first place game finals. They won 208 to 55 over Australia. England finished third by beating France 149 to 84. So it was United States, Australia, and England. It seems like common teams are in there, in the
Yeah.
finals.
If you're bored, go check out Derby Hell and read some of the last few
Oh
posts over the last couple of
yeah,
days.
yeah.
Holy shit, good
Yeah,
Lord. Y'all people are crazy. I love roller derby, but y'all are nuts.
yeah.
That's what I'm going to leave this show on. Why don't we go ahead and get out of here? You're listening to Derby Rocks. We'll see you next week.
Up next from Team Philippines Roller Derby, Chicken Demolish, number 505. Right after this message. Period. Hey, welcome back to the show. We had promised a big interview on the flip side, and we are going to jump right into it. Hot off of a trip to in
Innsbruck, right?
Innsbruck, Austria.
Austria, not
Yeah.
Australia.
No, no, no. We have a Chicken demolished from QCRD, also Team Philippines. And well, thank you so much for giving us some time tonight to talk a little bit about the big event of the year so far in roller derby.
Thank you guys for having me.
Very, very
Of
cool.
course, welcome back. Welcome back. Let's hop right back into it, and we're going to catch up a little bit. Remind us of how you got involved in roller derby.
Long, long story, but the
Yeah,
short
make it long.
portion of it,
Make it long.
yeah, okay. So my sister actually started roller derby with Monterey Roller Derby um, in California, and I saw one of her games, and we supported her and cheered her on. And then I moved to Buffalo, and I didn't know anybody. Uh, and didn't have any friends or anything. So I thought, why not join roller derby? And I quickly became engrossed with all things roller derby and fitness and uh, competition. I couldn't skate more than 2 laps when I first started. So I went to skate at Rainbow Roller Rink and in North Tonawanda, and I skated 2 laps, and then I had to sit down, and I was like, "Uh-oh, I made this decision to join roller derby. Did I make a mistake?" No, not at all.
Yeah, definitely not.
No,
Nobody regrets roller
no, the journey and adventure it's still ongoing. So started skating in, I think it was 2012 or 2013. And then uh I don't know, yeah, just kept on going. I've had a few injuries here and there and recovered I would say beautifully, or at least that's part of the adventure.
derby.
And then have returned to Derby and kind of kept skating throughout. Uh yeah, I don't know, played for the home teams, travel teams, and of course Team Philippines.
Absolutely. It's been a pretty great year for you. Pretty good couple of years for your family and Derby as well. So
Yeah.
let's, you had mentioned, not really being able to skate all that well and hitting up open skates. Was there a particular aspect of skating when you
Oops.
joined Derby that was a little bit of crossovers, or was there something specifically that was harder than the other stuff?
Just the skating. And I think I'm still learning how to be more of a balanced or stable skater. Always, always. Like I always figure, oh, I'll get up faster if I go down. But the skating component was certainly the hardest or most challenging, at least.
It's fair. It's fair. So you decide that you're going to do it. You question the decision. You ultimately stick it out. What was it that kind of kept you coming back?
You know what? I don't know exactly what kept me coming back. Um, there is some kind of magic that happens with certain teams, and I talk about this all the time. Uh, Accomplishing a lot with different teams and different skaters, and coaches really lets you find out who you are, and that was something that I'm still uh, I'm still enjoying that part of the journey of roller derby is like, this is something new I've learned about myself. Might not always be pretty, right? So, but it's part of being in a sport and a growing sport like this, like roller derby.
Yeah, definitely,
Cool.
definitely.
I'm going to steal one from Chris because I know he's going to ask this. But did you have an aha moment when you first got involved, where it's like things started to click in your head, and you realized you could do these things, and that you were going to be pretty good at it?
No, no, no. It never feels like I I actually need a lot of reassurance. And if you've skated with me on the track, I talk a lot and I narrate what's happening, not just for my teammates, but primarily for myself. So, I guess this is something for a lot of athletes that they have to continuously, um, what is it? They not just talk themselves up, but like reassure themselves, yes, you're in the right position, you're doing the right thing, you're in the right place, you're fast enough. It's it's such a um, mental. Oh, Mind Gym is one of the books that we've read, or I've read a lot, and I read it before a few chapters before going to World Cup recently. That's a lot of it. It never feels perfect. It just feels like a constant work in progress.
That is a great answer. I really love that. Specifically, like it never feels perfect. It's just a work in progress or whatever. I think
Hmm.
that's all. That's like Derby in itself, right? You know,
Yes.
there's like
Yes.
no such thing as a perfect game in Derby, really. You know, so I kind of love that. That was awesome.
Yeah, there's a little offshoot question that you talk about your verbal player out on the track. Not a lot of people are. And then there's some people who are as well that are very good. You know, it's like you're being a coach. I know you coach other people. Do you ever get questioned about like, what how do you feel like what makes you want to say these things when you're out there and stuff? Or I mean, because there's some players out there that are dead quiet, don't say anything.
I think even when the quiet players don't think they're communicating, they are. They're doing it with body movements and their eyes. Like a lot of jammers, I don't always get to hear them, but more recently, it's that I need to listen to them. And it's as simple as the glance of the eyes and a head nod or raising their eyebrows because you really, you can only see so much
True.
in such a fast time frame. Uh, a lot of it is really that back and forth. So like a lot of it is trying to figure out what is the best way for other people and yourself that you can get to the same goal, There's so many pages for roller derby in that book. It's so hard.
There's so many people that are like, I'm having a hard enough time doing the skating. I'm not going to say a thing. It's
Yeah.
like,
But they touch you or they nod at you or they're very sometimes they just like whisper it into your ear and they're like, "Yeah, you're keep going." And that's enough for me like for my jammers when they tell me, "Yep, you're doing good. Keep going. Go again." And they're they're in front of me, but I can hear them. And it's not loud, but I can hear that they want something in particular or something's going to work for them and that helps me continue pursuing like, aggressive offense or something.
Sure, sure. That's great. So you have done a little bit of it all when it comes to Queen City. You've been, a coach when you were injured, even spent some time not injured coaching as well, I believe. You've done home teams, travel team. How have you kind of managed to evolve in a league that kind of changes and grows and things like that as well?
I don't know. I often, uh, I kind of feel like I know that the league is growing, it's changing, or every season's going to have changes that are completely different from the previous season. Uh, I have in more recent years, I've taken more of like I've been part of the tri chairs or co-chairs to help kind of guide and direct the league or facilitate the guidance of the league. So I don't necessarily make the decisions. I just help facilitate the process of it and provide the information according to our bylaws and such, and following WFDA bylaws to, keep the sport running. I think that's been a challenge. More so, I mean, I'm ready for a break. So I'm really not doing any of it next season. I think that it is such an important job though to have people who have been part of the league as it's grown take on these leadership roles so that the league could still survive. And that's only been the last few years. Like previously, uh, in my earlier years, I didn't take on such roles, and that was actually it was nice because I was blissfully I wouldn't say ignorant, but just I was happy not knowing all the things, and now I have to take information and bring it to the leaders of the league and or help be one of those people because without the other tri-chair members or co-chairs, it would be terrible. It would be so hard.
It's a lot of work too. I mean, besides being a player, also being involved in all these meetings.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a lot of work, It's like almost like a second job,
Yeah. Too much. Too much. And I already have other jobs. Yeah.
Is there like something that kind of compels you to give more of your time and sit on those chairs or on those committees?
I don't know. I think I at the moment I know I need to like take a step back because my focus needs to be a little bit more directed towards my family and my personal growth. I think I felt like I wanted to devote that time to the league, and I think I'm ready for the next step where it's like more me time.
That's valid. Yeah, that's a great answer. Completely valid. Um, let me ask, did you start with like home teams and then make the travel team? What was your describe like the journey a little bit?
Oh, yeah. So yes, I started on a home team, Devil Dollies. I think it was the 2013 year. And then I couldn't finish the season, I believe, because I had an ankle injury. And it was like an old ankle injury, but it kept on reoccurring. Or was that the next year? I don't know. It may have been the next season, maybe 2014, where I was still on the Devil Dollies and home team, and I couldn't skate derby direction without having pain, which is not good. Yeah. And it turns out I had like a floating bone chip in my ankle, and I dealt with the doctors telling me, "Oh no, it's just an ankle sprain." And I think a couple months went by, and I basically wore away all the cartilage in my ankle, and I was bone on bone, so I had to have surgery for that. And I kind of hid it from everybody because I was like, I don't want people to know that I can't skate because I had an ankle surgery. Um, but yeah, they did the ankle surgery, fixed my ankle up, and I guess made it so that I could walk again. And then I thought, let's skate again. Why not? That was the goal anyways. And I think 2016 I came back and I skated on all the teams. So I did a home team, the B team, the Sirens B team, and then got pulled up to the Furies, the travel A team. Yeah.
Nice. And
Yeah.
I mean, after time, it's got to feel pretty good to work hard, come back from injury, get repaired, get called up. It's got to be like a pretty rewarding process.
That was incredible. Yeah, that was I think in that single season I played like 32 games in
Wow.
total. So like I played every single home team game and every single B team and A team. I took every opportunity.
Sure.
Um my body at that time could do it.
Yeah, I was gonna say you have a career in games just that year.
Yeah, it was unreal. I thought if I'm going to do this, I want to go to all the practices and I want to experience all the coaching. And I did. And then the following year, I was like, oh, I can't do it. I've got to make a commitment to less. So I thought maybe I'll just do home team and the travel A team. Um, I think that's what I did. Yeah. And then the following year, I did just the travel A team for 2018, 2019. And then we had COVID.
Yeah. I wanted to mention that you were on with us in April of 2022.
Mhm.
That was over 3 years ago. You had two injuries during that period. You
I
had, well,
did.
one is a funny one. It's the nine
Yes.
month injury, but you also,
Yes.
yeah, but you also blew your knee out in Cleveland,
Yes.
right? So I want,
Yes.
yeah,
Those were, I was, it's hard for me to remember all of it because it was like right back to back.
yeah.
Right.
And I was like, oh, if I'm injured, yeah. And it was actually a process that I had been working on, not the injury, but having our first child. So my spouse and I, or my partner in life, we had been wanting a child all through COVID, and it finally happened just after I was cleared to go to physical therapy to return to sports. So I had started that physical therapy, and I was too sick to continue training. And I was like, well,
I hate, I was announcing that game in Cleveland when that happened. So, and I felt terrible for you because I know that that was just coming back from COVID. That was
it
like,
was.
yeah, that was quite a disappointment. But you know what? You stuck through it. You came back.
Yeah.
These adversities in life don't seem to be stopping you.
Yeah. I mean, it was, I thought it was a injury that I definitely knew happened in roller derby. And I was like, all right, fix it up so I can return. The recovery from post surgery and post baby, because that was a C-section. Um, those were rough. Those were really, and I thought, oh, just a few, I only need a couple months and then I'll get back on skates.
You, you've had multiple surgeries, a C-section even, um, and you keep bouncing back. Does it feel good to be so resilient? Are you tired? Like,
I am
thoughts
absolutely,
on all
so I'll say this. Yeah, it is this time around, the exhaustion, I can recognize it's exhaustion now.
important?
Yeah, and I think my body definitely needs more rest and recovery time, and I need to do more to uh have better recovery. I need to do more for me. Um and yeah, I don't know. It's not, I think it's certainly something I always think I can keep going, I can keep going, but uh every situation has its own challenges. Um but again, the thing that keeps on bringing me back, like playing with Team Philippines, every tournament that we did this year was it was incredible. It was really fun, and I it was nice also to have the support from the travel teams. When I said, "Hey, I needed to take a break," they were very supportive of it, and in fact, like they're like, "Yeah, just do what you can." Because you know what? For some reason, again, I thought I need to practice a lot more.
All of the things,
I
right?
need to do all the things so that I'm ready for World Cup.
Sure.
I don't know what I was
No,
thinking.
sometimes like your body does just actually need like a day or two off to recoup. So, But let's get into it. Let's talk a little bit about joining Team Philippines Roller Derby and getting involved. How did you first like get the idea? What was the process like?
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
how did
So
it all come to be?
I think it was like it was sometime in 2016. Um I was informed about it. I don't know. I think it was a it was like a direct message on Facebook or something, and I sent a message to another skater. I think it was at the time it was Hello Sailor from Minnesota roller derby, and they weren't actually in charge. Uh they forwarded my information to another person, and then I joined a Facebook group, and then I think we had virtual tryouts, so it was like you send in footage of your gameplay, and the 2018 roster that was created, we had I think it was 20 skaters, and then we had two alternates. But we didn't have as many people apply at that time, so it was kind of like, let's get there to the UK, Manchester, and then we had I feel like we had like uh a few, like either two or three practices that were like a lot. I don't know. I felt like they were 3 hours long each. And I was skating in brand new skates. Because I needed new skates. Um, like we just practiced and then we played the tournament. And it was absolutely insane. I'd never played with any of the skaters before. Or no, wait, you know what? We did. We went to RollerCon 2017. I forgot about that.
That's fair.
Yeah, and we played
So
Team
it's okay
Korea.
to forget. I get it.
Yeah, I there it's all mushy in here. But yeah, we played Team Korea and we lost. I think I was pivoting at that time. It was not a I wasn't the strongest pivot, but I did take a pass, so I did my job. Um Yeah, and then we would have like Team Philippines reunions like everywhere. We would have them in California. Um, where else did we meet up? Yeah, we skated in Monterey, we skated in Santa Cruz, California, and then we had that was the last one before COVID. Yeah, January 2020.
Fun.
And then, yeah, we've just tried to keep in touch. And then we did a lot more work this year for the 2025 Roller Derby World Cup. So we did.
I
Uh,
realized that you were not new to the team,
so
so it's
no, yeah, no, I was not new to the
so bad.
team for this season. So I was one of we call them OGs.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, so I was one of the OGs from the 2018 team. I think there was only I think there was 10 of us that were, or maybe even less than 10, because one of them was coaching, or no, two of them were coaching. So more new Team Philippine skaters than OGs. And then yeah, we were from everywhere for 2025. Yeah, but we did Skate Wars,
Yeah, you
uh,
guys did a lot this year for sure.
and we did really well there. We did Y'all Stars, and then we met up in I want to say it was Maryland. Yeah, I think it was Maryland. Somewhere over there. We just like stayed at people's houses and gathered and played roller derby against Team Pennsylvania, Team Maryland, and I can't remember who. Oh, Black Rose roller
Fun.
derby.
Nice. Cool.
So let me
Yeah,
ask
that
you,
was hard.
what was it like bringing a teammate along with you this time to the World
Oh,
Cup?
very
Oh,
different.
baby, yeah, that.
Oh, so different. It was absolutely amazing. So we actually were on the same flight headed to Munich, and then she stayed with my family in our hotel. So my partner and baby, or not so baby. She's gonna be 2 at the end of this month. So, and then we took a bunch of buses and trains and headed to Innsbruck.
Nice. Did you leave yourself time to have some fun before or after the World Cup? What'd you do?
We did a lot of fun things. My a highlight of the trip was we went to the top of Innsbruck on the gondola, and my daughter, Laura, thought it would be, well, I thought it would be a great idea for her to make it all the way to the top, which it was very difficult to push a stroller. So she walked it the entire way and hiked it back down, and that was an absolute highlight. Uh, we had a family dinner at it was at a golf course, but it was all Filipino food,
Very nice.
and it was amazing and gorgeous and beautiful. So, a little bit of a sketchy walk from the train or tram to the restaurant, but we made it. We made it. It was fine. I didn't take any pictures because I was too worried about dropping the baby down the cliff. Um, yeah, I mean,
Very
those were
smart
really cool
there.
moments.
How was how was the competition and stuff this year? Tell us a little bit about the event and some of the fun that you had there.
Oh, okay, so the competition, I was absolutely amazed at the level of skill the skaters had. A lot of teams were prepared and they had been practicing together, and I think some of the other teams, you could tell that they didn't have as many practices, or they just kind of came together and showed up. Um, the level of competition was absolutely amazing. Like you see people who can cover all lanes of the track, blocking, but uh, to be able to do it in like one step is because they're just giant derby gods, they because they can, um, is amazing. Yeah, and you're on the ground floor, and I had my entire family with me, and we were just watching and cheering on for excellent roller derby, and I was really happy to be there with my entire crew and our family and making memories. And I was trying to really soak it in because I was like, man, when are we ever going to be here like this again?
Yeah, yeah,
Definitely. It's not often that you end up in Austria.
no,
Mm-mm.
I do want to mention you got to play some tough teams during your stay there, including the team that finished second in the tournament, Australia.
So that was a surprise.
Hello.
Very, very much a surprise. I don't think any of I think I think it was nobody knew that that's how the brackets were gonna, or how the matchups were gonna go. Like we were given some information, and the leadership on Team Philippines did an amazing job at trying to understand all the information coming through from the tournament heads. Uh, a lot of it, I just was like, nope, I just tell me where to be.
There, I was reading what entailed to the teams moving up towards the championship, and it was like weighted on scores and a bunch of other things, how they did in their division and stuff. So it was really crazy. But another cool thing is you got to play Shady's team in Korea
I
too.
did, yes, and it was so much fun. So, and that was the thing too, is when we were all playing, while we were all being very competitive, uh, it was an absolute great time. It's hard not to, it's hard to be mad when like everybody's just having the best time.
That's for sure.
It's hard to be mad like that your friend is losing, but it's also like you know what I'm saying? Like
Sure,
they're
yeah.
competing.
Yeah, I mean, Derby's one of those things, and especially at that level, you're like happy and proud of everybody, regardless. It's something that hasn't happened since like 2018 or whenever it was,
That's right.
so
Yeah.
it's been such a long time coming. So it's okay to be like competitive but fun, or maybe for some of the people who did take it extra competitively, that's okay too. Whatever you want out of it, it's sort of what it's there for,
Yeah,
So
that's right. And that's the thing is, so we were trying to assess like what did we need to do to advance, and that was a major component for Team Philippines, as well as I'm sure every team that was there, because 48 teams
Yeah.
representing their countries, you can't not want to do your best, right? So yeah, it was intense, to say the least.
I always
Every
say that your first game was against Latvia,
mm-hmm.
and they scored six, and you guys scored 460 something.
Yes, and see, like that, you don't want to have to do that, but we we were told we needed to because of the way the
Oh, it's
tournament.
understandable. Yeah, you have to win by a lot. You can't.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
because of what your ranking or weight going into your bracket is. And it was very I'm not super into understanding all of that. I tried my best. I tried to listen, and understanding it was very hard.
I'm not gonna lie, I've had like a fair amount of questions that I'm not expecting you to have the answers for, but like there has to be a better way to do some of these first couple of round games, you know what I mean? Like no disrespect to Latvia or whatever, but like that game is not fun for anybody to play, almost in no way possible. It's not fun to watch. It's not fun. Like, I mean, it's great when they get that like 2 point jam, their highest jam of the game, and everybody goes crazy and little fun stuff there. But like, generally, that's a miserable game for everybody involved. And I don't know how we can, and this is not trying to be critical because I don't know how to do it better, but I just have so many questions following some of the games that we did see. So
Oh
it
yeah.
was certainly a fascinating um, the way some of these things shook out, and kudos, those 6 points were probably tough as heck to earn, and they worked really hard for them, and I'm sure they were very proud. So this is also not to take away from that, but man, that's like a really rough hour of people's lives,
Yeah, the 2018 World Cup, they didn't there was I felt like, I don't know, I felt like there was more parity, like the pairs,
Yeah.
I mean, the matchups were a little bit more aligned.
yeah.
Um, but my understanding is that they chose to do, I think they called it a Swiss bracket. I don't know. I don't know anything about a Swiss bracket. Never heard of it. Um, but they chose to do that for Roller Derby World Cup 2025. Barely, like, I mean, I think it was only a couple weeks or so that we were told prior to the tournament, this was happening. And they said this is what we need to do to advance, from Team Philippines leadership, which I appreciate. I like to know what we need to do.
Yeah.
However, I agree. There was a lot of the first day games and early second day games that were just, they were blowouts, and I didn't, I knew that that's what needed to happen for teams to advance, and like it needed to be a certain ratio. So like there was these ratios. Everybody was talking about ratios, and I was like, okay.
Right. Yeah. All right. Cool. Yeah. And I don't think it's like, I'm not like, you shouldn't quit or play down either. I think there's another certain level of like disrespect in that. So, yeah, kudos to just going out there and doing what you have to do. But yeah, it's something to potentially look into as we move forward in the next couple of years.
I think they got a lot of feedback, or I think a lot of teams had a lot of feedback for the tournament process. I don't know what was actually submitted, but I know a lot of teams were involved in, you know, maybe these matchups aren't the best. I mean, why was Team Philippines playing number two?
Yeah, yeah,
For the second.
Australia. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, that,
Right. What had to happen for that to happen, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that exactly. Crazy, bigger brains than mine can figure that stuff
Yeah.
out.
But why not? I guess, I mean, maybe they were thinking why not? And I don't know.
Well, you're a bunch of badasses. That's why.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was like,
Awesome. If you're just tuning in, we're joined by Chicka Demolish from Queen City Roller Derby and Team Philippines. It has been a pleasure. We have learned a lot and re caught up about stuff. What is the game plan moving forward? You know, you've overcome injury, you've come back from childbirth. You know, you've had a successful run, and you've just come back from one of the biggest derby events that we've seen in ages, quite honestly. What is the plan moving forward for you?
I think the plan from here is to find a better balance of the things that bring me a lot of joy. So I do enjoy skating. I do enjoy competing, and I absolutely adore my family. And I want to develop friendships a little bit more beyond what I get to do at just practice. I'll do a little bit more of the things that I love. And, I enjoy gardening, and I miss, the nights that I miss. I miss putting my daughter to bed. I like being there for that, and I want to be part of the parenting process.
Yeah, yep, yep.
It's
Uh,
magic. I love Team Philippines, and I still want to compete. So I'm gonna try to keep my derby brain going.
a
Um,
couple more
and
years.
yeah, in a year or two, I think we're gonna try to host a Team Philippines gathering. Ube and I keep on talking about she really wants to do it, and I'm like, we really need to plan it. And
Fair.
it has to be something that is beneficial. We were talking about it again today. Like we talk about it every time we get together. Like, how do we make it happen?
Right. So
Because it's a process.
do you have an actual exit strategy, or are you just sort of playing it day by day, year by year at this point?
I I'm learning how. So one of the things I've been doing is no exit strategy. However, trying to find that balance of what I can do and what is too overwhelming. Um, Number one is like stepping away from more of the leadership aspects, not doing chair positions or co-chair, tri-chair positions next season. Um, and I'll attend some meetings when I can, some of the league meetings so that the league can still have participants because that's a lot of the important that's an important part of roller derby is like keeping it going, um having attendance at our meetings and having attendance for our skaters. um Exit, really not really. I don't know what it looks like. I try to think about it, like a little bit, but I don't know what it looks like.
Yeah, I get it.
very cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
I do want. Yeah, well, sorry, I was gonna say I do want to mention before we get done that while you're on with us, Queen City does have some stuff coming up. In fact, next weekend they have a meat raffle, which I have no
yes.
meat raffle. I have no idea, but I've seen it for the last couple of years. And then you guys are
They,
doing
they,
this.
they stay with the meat raffle. They love it.
Yeah.
We do meat raffles. We have a big ticket raffle items. It's on our Facebook page, Queen City Roller Derby Facebook page. And yeah, we have a game against Toronto Roller Derby in Toronto. So we'll be going up north.
Nice.
Um,
And one
and
thing is you're doing a screening of Whip It
mhm.
to for as a recruiting tool.
We're trying. Our PR committee is uh dedicated their energy to bringing new skaters to the sport. We did have a good turnout for our new skaters or like our Queen's Court skaters recently. So several skaters passed their assessments and they're eligible to be drafted into our it's a scramble season this coming up season.
Very cool.
So we'll be
Nice.
scrambling all the home team skaters.
And
Yeah,
by the
yeah, it'll
way,
be good.
that's August 7th if you're listening. That's when the Whippet screening is. So,
Yes,
yeah.
August. Yes. I'm gonna get some of these dates. A lot of it, so I'll say this, I rely heavily on my team leadership to tell me when are things happening and when to be where, because it's a lot. Yeah.
100%, 100%. Well, it's been great. I think I lied. I was like, I'm out of questions. I'm not. Well, I'll let you go in a second, though. Bear with me. What do you do? You've been doing this a while now. What do you do to prepare for like bouts? Do you have superstitions or pre-bout habits? How do you get yourself ready to compete?
Hmm. So I I like to watch footage of not just myself playing good roller derby or what I think I'm doing when I think I'm doing well. I like to recently before World Cup I had I don't know if you guys remember KWOW.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, from of course from yeah, from St. Louis. Yeah.
Yeah, so she played everywhere. KWOW played for Windy City. Um, from KWOW played for Montreal and for Queen City. Um, but I messaged KWOW. I was like, "Can you consolidate this part of roller derby and come over and watch it with me before World Cup?" No joke. I was just like, I don't have the time to uh watch it all. So I need somebody who can just watch and talk roller derby with me, and then watch my gameplay and tell me what I'm doing correctly. Uh, so that was it was a unique situation, and I hadn't done that. But I thought, hey, you know what? I do have wonderful friends that can help me when I can ask for help, which I learned. I'm not the best at asking. Yeah. So that was a pivotal moment. I had that as a prep tool, and
Yeah,
uh, we worked on some, just mental techniques and tips for me to, keep focused, keep in the zone while playing in the games. Yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
What do you think the future of roller derby looks like?
Oh, you know what? These young skaters who have grown up in Derby. One of them on Team Philippines, they started playing roller derby at 16, and they were on Team Philippines this year. Phenomenal jammer, Smack Beth, and it's wild. It's wild to me to think that you can do something for so long and still continue to grow. So I do think junior roller derby is where it's at. I think it's just going to get even more competitive and uh I keep on seeing magical things happen. Not only from jammers, but like blockers are just getting so much better. They're just they're just not just strong, but they're stable and they can move. Um like in unison like they that and that's that's what it feels like for skating with Team Philippines is like you don't have to do a whole lot to have magic.
Fair. I love it.
I mean,
Well,
yes, we do work really hard and like we're huffing and puffing, don't worry.
but it's good to make it feel a little bit easier because of the
Yeah.
diet.
Yeah. Yeah.
And just think about how
No,
much better
great.
the next generation of skaters are going to be. You know,
Well, I keep on I didn't get to mention this, but it was uh an absolute pivotal moment for me to bring my daughter out on the track with me when we did the Parade of Nations, and all the
Very
countries came out into the center of the track, and
lovely moment, I think.
I I couldn't even um she skipped her nap that day. She was a trooper. Like I just wanted her to be there with me for that. And yeah, that was absolutely
Oh, it sounds lovely.
I was gushing. Yeah.
I bet.
And it was her first parade and she was like waving that flag.
Awesome. It's really cool. I hope I get to have some moments like that myself. So I
Yes.
hear you. I understand. Um, and I thank you. This has been great. It's been great catching up.
yeah.
This was awesome. I'm proud of you. You've done so much in a short time and in a longer time as well.
Yeah,
So
thank you.
working hard. It's been great. We'll catch up in a couple of years.
Yeah.
Thanks so much, Chick. We appreciate you for coming on. Have a great
Thank
one.
you
Thank
guys.
you. Have a great night. And yeah,
You
that was
too.
awesome. Congratulations on doing for as well as Team Philippines did. They were awesome. You know, they definitely I'm guessing outperformed what people were thinking. So they put you up against number two in that third day. So there was a reason that that was done. So
Yeah, I mean, we finished 17 out of the 48 countries represented, so
right.
we were really happy.
Good. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Well, great job. Of
Thank you.
Thank you.
course. All right, buddy. I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.